SCP-6266 Red light, green light. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-6266 is currently placed on Site-94's East Road. The road is blocked to all civilians with the exception of Level 3 staff, who are allowed to operate SCP-6266 in order to ship any anomalous objects to other Foundation sites. Description: SCP-6266 refers to a standard VCRSS traffic signal with a non-functioning amber light. When a vehicle transverses under SCP-6266 while it is displaying a green light, said vehicle and its contents will spontaneously transport after a bright white flash of light to a location of the driver's choice. Test logs. SCP-6266's research head is Dr. Michael Seferaf. The majority of tests were conducted by him. Subject: Researcher Michael Seferaf. Desired destination: Site-19. Test record: Dr. Seferaf waited for the green light to turn on and drove under SCP-6266. Subsequently, Dr. Seferaf and his car were reported at Site-19's parking lot, and no abnormalities were noticed. Subject: D8812. Desired destination: Site-94's parking while carrying a battery and another functional VCRSS signal. Test record: D8812 drove under SCP-6266 while the anomaly's green light was turned on, prior to manifesting on Site-94's parking lot. Suddenly, the signal within the car began duplicating until the car was buried under traffic signals. Dr. Seferaf, noticing the danger of the situation, brought a Scranton reality anchor from Site-94, which caused all the stoplights to demanifest except the original. D8812 escaped the vehicle in time. Said stoplight was subsequently contained. Subject: D8812. Desired destination: 3 Portlands, presumed disregarded by subject. See below. Test record: D8812 was asked to think about getting to 3 Portlands while driving under SCP-6266. After being spontaneously transported, D8821 and his car were transported 100 meters back onto the same road. He then tried to run over Site-94's research staff but couldn't succeed. The car was then disabled via gunfire by MTFs on the spot, resulting in the car coming to a halt. D8812 has been replaced in his cell at Site-94. Closing statement. I now understand that testing with this anomaly should only be made with normal staff, or, if we find one, with a trustworthy D-class. Dr. Seferaf. Subject: Dr. Cameron Abet. Desired destination: Site-22's parking while carrying a GPS. Test record: Dr. Abet drove onto SCP-6266 while the green light was on, and subsequently spawned within a free slot of Site-22's parking. GPS recorded that Dr. Abet drove through Greenland via unknown means, crossed the North Pole, and somehow drove onto Site-22 in Vladivostok, Russia. Closing statement. This is really interesting. It was first believed that the vehicle and passenger rematerialized instantly at the desired destination. However, this test might indicate that subject vehicles have been driven conventionally to reach their destination, despite this contradicting the instantaneous nature of the event. Dr. Seferaf. Okay, that's cool and all, but how the hell do I get back now? Dr. Abet. Subject: Dr. Felix O.U. Desired destination: Erdix Streets, while carrying a mobile Scranton reality anchor. Test record: Dr. Felix O.U. drove onto SCP-6266 while its green light was on. Results were deemed inconclusive, as Dr. Felix O.U.'s car began levitating and spinning, prior to imploding and disappearing from reality. Dr. Felix O.U.'s camera recorded him laying on a mangled sofa at a scrapyard. This location is currently unknown. Closing statement. It keeps getting weirder and weirder. Dr. Seferaf. Subject: DA812. Desired destination: unknown. Test record: DA812 escaped his cell after a containment breach occurred at Site-94. He later stole the keys of Dr. Perk's car, and having gained knowledge of SCP-6266 via testing, subsequently escaped and drove under SCP-6266 prior to the car's disappearance. DA812's current location is unknown. Subject: Dr. Anna Perk. Desired destination: DA812's location. Test record: Dr. Anna Perk and a Foundation test car were transported to Marseille, France. Upon arriving, the car drove into DA812 and killed him on impact. Subject: Dr. Eric Charles. Desired destination: unknown. Test record: Following a birthday party inside of Site-94, Dr. Charles was noticed driving around while being affected by alcohol. He drove 3 times around Site-94. In the 4th turn, SCP-6266's light changed to green, and Dr. Charles' car was spontaneously transported after driving under it, along with him. Dr. Charles was reported at an alcohol rehab center. Since the car was unusable following teleportation, Dr. Charles called a friend for a ride home. Closing statement. Contrary to popular belief, this was an intentional test. I just wanted to see what would happen when someone affected by alcohol used SCP-6266. Now we know, thanks to me. Dr. Charles. Subject: domestic chicken. Desired destination: unknown. Test record: the chicken was placed on a remotely controllable car GPS trackable by SCP-6266's research team. After the green light, the car rolled under the anomaly and spontaneously teleported. The car was then found in a chicken coop, where the car crashed into it, allowing several chickens to escape from the coop. No chickens were injured. Site-94 paid the coop's owner for all the damage. Closing statement. I must say, this chicken tried to save his brothers. It's funny and impressive at the same time. Dr. Sephiroth. Subject: Coeus.aic. Footnote 1. The subject was provided with a provisional, physical robot prototype adjusted for artificial intelligences. Desired destination: unknown. Footnote 2. Coeus.aic was asked to think about a place where it would want to be. Test record: as asked, Coeus.aic drove the car and passed under the anomaly. However, no teleportation occurred. Instead, its artificial body was found inert and motionless. Coeus.aic was not found anywhere inside the prototype's memory. Closing statement. Okay. Update. Coeus.aic's consciousness was found in a microwave at the cafeteria of Site-94. It seems to love his new home. We now have a talking microwave. Great. Dr. Sephiroth. Subject: researcher Michael Sephiroth. Desired destination: going way back. Test record: Dr. Sephiroth was successfully transported spontaneously. However, Dr. Sephiroth and his car were not found anywhere, and Dr. Sephiroth was reported missing soon after. A few days later, a new prehistoric art drawing dating back to 30,000 BC has been discovered, possibly related to testing with SCP-6266. All the archaeologists present when the art was discovered were given Class C amnestics. Closing statement. Further testing with SCP-6266 is now overruled to avoid any sort of temporal paradox. Delta T. Thank you for listening to SCP-6266. If you enjoyed this SCP, please follow the link in the description to the SCP Wiki, and vote it up to support it and the SCP Wiki as a whole.